Hello, this is Right Side Trader. Today is February 13th, 2026, and this is my weekly market review where I'm reviewing the Russell 2000, that's IWM, on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendation, because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please check with your financial advisor, please check with your significant other, and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. All right, let's minimize this, let's resize this, and let's maximize this quarterly chart. And let me move this over a little bit. I usually move this over and down a little bit and all. All right, let's zoom in here. Again, we're still green. We're still getting a little bit of a wick on there on this quarterly chart. We're still looking good here on the quarterly chart on the Russell. Let's go ahead and go down to this monthly chart. On this monthly chart on the Russell, we're still looking green. We're still getting, like I said, a little bit more wick on here. We haven't made a new high yet this month, or if we're going to make a new high this month. We're still above the 9-10 moving average. We're still above the 9-10 moving average. That's this blue line. We're still up above an R1. That's that green line there. And so again, the Russell is still looking okay at this time. Let's go ahead and go down to our weekly chart. Zoom in here again on this weekly chart. On this weekly chart is where we'll be getting to see that little bit of a chop. This Russell has gotten kind of like stuck in a range here, and we peaked out of there a little bit. But the Russell can do this and can do this all year long. But we're looking at a weekly picture, so this is a very short time period. This is only like a little bit over a month that we're looking at. We're looking at 5 weeks right there. I think I looked at this a little bit last week and saw this was beginning to happen, and I was wondering if the Russell was ready to go higher. It did try to go higher, but it ended up getting slapped back down, and slapped back down all the way to the bottom of this range this week and all the way back. It's got a pretty good range. I'm seeing 267 up here. I'm just looking at here. I'm just kind of rounding, and down here 257. That's that whole $10 range that the Russell does like doing, so again, and it's not quite all the way down there, but the Russell is doing its normal thing and it's staying within its range. So this is okay for the Russell. It hasn't made a break to the upside or a break to the downside. We just got to be patient and wait and see what's going to happen there. Let's go ahead and go down to our daily noise and wrap this on up. On our daily picture, let's zoom in here. I'm going to zoom all the way in here like here. But see, this is the where on the Russell you can see, this thing is kind of like, it really fakes you out. We had our evening star up here back here. It did give us a nice drop. And then it gave us this amateur gap down here, this candle here. That was your sign to say, it's done. And it kind of went right here into this little demand thing that jumped out of here once before. It didn't, so that was kind of like, wasn't sure if it would be stopping there or where it was going to come all the way down here and try to fill this gap. But the Russell has seemed pretty strong. And it came down here again. Let me just clear up some stuff here, looking at this daily chart. It didn't quite, again, based on this Jailer gap, I call it, and it didn't quite fill that gap. So again, this is still looking kind of scary for the Russell. The Russell came down, it went up and didn't go up and break its high again, but it came up pretty strong. It came up to the top of its range that it's actually been trading in, and that's the thing. But then it ended up coming back down, and didn't break that bottom and came up a little higher than before. So that's kind of okay with the Russell. The Russell might be the one that I'll probably be trading more so next week. The other thing that I'm seeing here on the Russell that I kind of like how the market kind of closed up today, I'm going to zoom in here just for this week where you can see this, blow it up a little bit more, is this bullish Arami. If this bullish Arami plays out, we're going to be opening on Monday. If we can open up above pivot and all, I would like to see if this thing is going to at least run back up to this top of this range, and that's like $6. That's 63 to 69. So again, if it runs back up to that range, that's a pretty good move if it starts looking like it wants to run. But I also got to be careful. It can drop down. It's been seeming like support 1 has been acting as support this week. Will it act as support come next week? And see what can happen there. But that's what I see here. So the Russell might be a pretty good trader for me. No trade recommendation next week to play a range, based on what it's been doing. And that fits almost within, that fits just right into that $10 range at 259 and 269. Based on some things that you've seen me do before, I'll probably be doing that again with the Russell. And that's all I really have to share at this time. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys have a great weekend. This is Right Side Trader. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.